Sir, go ahead, the hat. Oh, you got a microphone.
I am a retired Master Chief Petty Officer of the United States Navy. And I find that the VA does a good job with what they got. I have never had any problem with them since I retired 31 years ago. And I love them because they just try, but they can only do so much. So I'm for the VA at this point. They do have problems, but they are working on it. The next question I have is there anything that the Republicans have to match H.R. 3200 or better that I can read and match them up together? Yes. I have not been able to do that. All I found is H.R. 3200. Now, if the Republicans have one bill on the table that's just as good, I would like to read them and check them out. But I'm for health care reform. But it is clear.
Well, I appreciate one for your service as well. There are a number of Republicans' bills. There's one by Paul Ryan. I brought Paul Ryan to Bakersfield last February. I don't know if you've met him before. Paul Ryan and Devin Nunez up above. Or H.R. 3400 by the Republican Study Group throughout. But I'll tell you this. The ideas that we laid out, the ideas that all these members are going to hear when they're back in August, I say let's come back. Let's come back to Congress, lay them all out, and let's find the best of every bill. And let's let the American public see it, have the transparency, and we do it together and we reform healthcare. All right, I'm done here. Said I'll go back. Let's go high. All right, right there, yes.
Thank you. I'd like to thank you again for the...
Speak a little louder, I'm sorry.
I'd like to thank you again for the small business forum you put on the other day. It's very helpful. I'd like to reiterate something that the young lady down in the middle had said earlier. I think you may have missed the point just a little bit. She mentioned that she was a disabled worker. My daughter's also disabled. I understand what she's trying to get her point across is that even if she's married and her husband doesn't make enough money or her employer doesn't carry the health care, she doesn't have health insurance and she can't afford to buy it, what are you going to do to change that fact so that she can have it along with the other gentlemen as well so we can have it as well?
Very good question. I'm going to do a couple of things. First, I'm going to open up the market. We're going to drive the prices lower. All right? So you're going to have greater choice with greater price. Secondly, the person cannot afford it. I'm going to advance the tax credit. So they're going to get the money to be able to go in the market to be able to buy it. They can't afford it. They get the tax credit to buy it. They get the money to buy it. They buy it in the market that has driven it down. But they don't buy just because the federal government mandates and says this is what you're going to get, because I'll guarantee you, if you wait for the federal government to say this is the plan you're going to have, it's not going to solve the problems you want. But she's going to have the option to look at hundreds of plans and says, this is the one that meets, this is the one that helps me for the disabilities that I have, and this one specializes in as well. And we're going to tell the insurance companies they can't say no to her either. All right. I wasn't here, so I said I was coming back. Sir? Sir, right here. Yes. Get your microphone right there.
My name is Harvey Campbell. I've lived in Bakersfield for about 35 years, and I've been self-employed for about 30 of those. The question I have of you is, what will you or can you do to prevent the 7.5 million illegals from getting free health care?
First thing you're going to do is we're going to pass the amendment no matter what bill comes through that you have to show proof of citizenship to get it. There's one thing about America. There's a reason why we are strong. There's a reason why we all unite together and other countries invest in here. It's the rule of law. The rule of law. That it doesn't matter how wealthy or what color your skin, you be treated equally with them. But if you allow a generation to come through that breaks the rule of law to enter this country, you will break down society at the heart of this country. All right. We went here, so I got to go here, right? Go right here. Right here.
Hello, my name is Pamela Bauer. I've lived in Bakersfield since 1956. I've taught school here for 40 years. And I have seen too many children and their families coming through, families that are working poor. They make too much to go on welfare or Medicaid, but they don't work and earn enough to buy health insurance. I have seen children who have had their teeth pulled, permanently pulled, because it's cheaper than going in to get some candy and things like that. While I don't support having a universal coverage on the government level, I think it's absolutely immoral that we don't have a basic safety net for medical, dental, basic, not frills, but basic, for any person in this country who does not have coverage or is not able to get coverage. We need to take care of our citizens. And the children, and the elderly, and the disabled need a safety net of some kind. That needs to happen.
Thank you for the question. The question is about a safety net. We're going to seniors, we have Medicare. We have a number of programs, especially for children, S-chip. We just expanded it further. When you look at the number of people who are uninsured, you've got 11 million of those that would already qualify for Medicaid or S-chip. The idea that maybe somebody can't afford it, but they haven't met that because they make too much money, this is the whole debate of why we're having this. We need to take care of the cost of health care, drive it down, and give more options. I believe if we take children and care about the wellness now, it will save us in the long run so much further. And we can do that. That's what we talk about my daughter and Sean. If they can qualify for it already and they're not in it, and they're going to school, why can't we find out from the school lunch program? Why can't you find common sense? Why can't you do this? If you're inside a hospital, you talk about saving costs. Before you leave, why aren't you presented your bill? You don't have to pay it, but you should check off on, did I really get that procedure or did I not? They present it to you later, that's not the truth. There are so many common sense things we can do to start eliminating the waste and the fraud. All right. All right, Pam, you want to ask a question? Well, come on up. Price is right. We got a microphone? You can sit down.